Yeah, I killed. I guess I killed four pretty nice bucks in high school. Throughout high school, I'm trying to think if there was like a good story. I had a year in high school that was horrible, where I like wounded three deer. I remember that. That was a horrible experience. That was my first like horrible season and just frustrating and all that. And um, yeah, I killed one in high school in the middle of a rainstorm. It's you can't see it; it's back there, but it's one of my biggest body deer ever. And it was one evening after school. It was just downpouring, and I remember kind of my dad or someone was like, it's raining pretty hard. You sure you want to go? And I went out there, and it's when I was using one of those Summit Viper climbers, and there's a little piece of uh, public that way back in the uh, down this long lane to get. You had to go down this long lane to get to it, and I had some access through private, and yeah, it was pouring down rain, and it like stopped just like to drizzle for a second, and I heard something, and I could see a big body coming through the woods, and then I could see the rack, and I snort wheezed at the buck who was walking the other way, and that thing turned around, and it had like snot coming out of its nose, and it was like hitting trees with its racks as it was coming in and making scrapes, and it walked right into like 10 yards, and I smoked him, and he ran up probably whatever 50 yards and died. So that was like my most memorable, probably big buck in high school. I think it field dressed 226. Got a really big buck in high school with my muzzleloader. Didn't find it. It was I was pretty gut shot when I did that. There you are. That's funny. What's the story behind that one?
That one, I was walking around, found some tracks going into a woodlot. We started walking in there, saw the buck, shot him in the leg, and then tracked him for another few miles. And he went into a river, and I couldn't find where he came out. And there was sparse blood at that point when he got that far.
Yeah.
It got dark, so I came back the next day, went in there, and I was going to try and get across this river. And I knew there was an island downstream that had kind of some logs across it. So I went down to that island, and that island was probably a quarter mile downstream. And the river wasn't that big. It was probably like 50 foot across. And we got down to that island, I crossed the log onto that island, and found the blood trail coming up out of the river onto the island. So it walked straight down the river. Bedded on that island, and you could see that the blood was fresh again. So I kicked it off of that island coming up against it. So I followed it through the other side of the river where it was shallower and I could walk through, and then got up into through some hardwoods and into a clear cut. It was like a few years old, and I heard something, and I turned, and it was running right at me, and I shot it in the throat patch as it was coming at me, and it dropped right at my feet. And when we skinned that buck out, the bullet that I shot it with in the neck here,
yeah,
was in its spine, lodged inside of a bodkin broadhead.
Really?
Grown into the bone of the spine of the neck. And the bodkin broadhead, it squared it perfectly, and it was bent with the bullet in the middle of it. I made a necklace out of it. I don't know whatever happened to it, though. But I don't even think I have that rack anymore. I think my dad gave it away on me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's a I don't even know what a Botkin's broadhead is, to be honest with you.
Those are the original all metal broadheads they put on wooden arrows where they had three targets all kind of brazed together in the middle.
Yep, like a glue on.
Yeah, they were really common back in those days, because so many people shot recurve.
Yeah, there's that one I killed in high school. That
was
real
young in that.
I was probably 16 or 17.
Wow.
But yeah, it was an old, big, giant deer. I mean, it didn't score much at all, but like I said, he
looks cool, looks gnarly.
Oh yeah, he had like his this whole antler was all twisted, like it like twisted around. You can see at the end it twists off right there too. I had really good rod tines, but all of the other tines were real short.
Does it have some sort of white mark on its nose?
Yeah, a big white mark on his nose.
That's usually a sign of retardation. That's why you got that. Stupid.
I knew that was coming. If you want to watch more videos, there's options here and here. And if you want to subscribe, you can just click right here.